I am going to share. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen. Okay, so I'm composing myself. Thank you so much for being so patient and coming to this live event. I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up, because I totally understand it's like 8:16 and you took the time out of your busy schedule to be here. So this is really exciting for me, and I hope you're looking forward to this also. This is our Curvy Goddess live event. This is our second live event, but this is our first live event after our very first Curvy Goddess Fitness and Weight Loss 30-Day Challenge. And that was absolutely an epic event. And there's going to be a lot more where that came from. I saw so much success happening on a daily basis for the 30-day challenge. And there were so many blocks being cleared about fitness and food, your body, and just your whole being. So I'm so grateful that I was a part of each and everyone's process during that time. And hopefully I can be part of more of your health and fitness process if you allow me. There's going to be, since this was so successful, there's going to be 3 more. So there's going to be 4 30-day challenges every single year, forever, until, Curvy Goddess LLC dies. There will be 4 challenges every year, and they will always be free for you guys, okay? So let's start. This is a live event specifically for curvy women, and I call curvy women Curvy Goddesses. How do I define Curvy Goddesses? Curvy Goddesses are women in the plus size and non-plus size dress sizes, basically in the double digits, so from size 10 and above. So that's how I define a Curvy Goddess within Curvy Goddess Lounge, Curvy Goddess Workout, and Curvy Goddess LLC. This is an event for curvy women who are interested in learning how to get in shape and be fit and get healthy, and specifically what it takes to train a curvy goddess, a curvy girl like you, that most personal trainers won't do, and what most don't even know how to do. People from outside of the fitness industry, the laymen, they assume that if you're a personal trainer and if you've been in the business for a couple of years, that you definitely know how to train all kinds of women and clients, all kinds of clients from different fitness levels, and especially women who's plus size, a woman who's plus size, because there are a lot of us in the world. And we're interested in getting in shape, getting firm, and maybe even lose some weight, but not all curvy women are interested in losing weight, and that's okay. But the typical personal trainer will assume that you're going to want to lose weight because a size 10, 12, size 14 are not where you should be. And the typical personal trainer cannot handle the plus-size woman as a client. They just don't have the knowledge to help most plus-size women. So how do I know this? Because I've been a client. I'm a personal trainer now, but I was on the other side. I've gone through over 24 personal trainers myself. I've tried 24 personal trainers. Kind of embarrassing to say, but I have. But it gave me so much knowledge from those experiences. So let's get down to exactly what you're going to learn for tonight. You will learn secrets to bust that belly fat, and you probably can't guess what they are. You'll learn those key exercises that will help you lose the fat but keep your curves. How to dramatically decrease back, knee, and other joint pain, and maybe even destroy these problems. Okay, so who am I? And should you trust me? My name is Diane Williams, and I've been a full-time certified personal trainer working in Manhattan, New York. And I've had hundreds of clients, and maybe I've hit 1,000 by now. I've been a personal trainer for over 14 years. And before that, I was a fashion model. I was a former plus-size fashion model. I was signed with the Wilhelmina modeling agency here in New York City, and I am a fit plus-size woman. And yes, I believe that that exists. Someone who's plus size and someone who's fit also. And I don't care what other fitness professionals say. I don't care what health professionals say, but you can be plus size, you can be a curvy woman and be fit and be proud of your body. I've been a big girl all of my life, from childhood to my adult life. So this combination of being plus size, a plus size woman who wanted to feel good in her body, and that made me search. It made me search for something, for it. I didn't really know what it was, but I knew I didn't want to feel what I was feeling back then. And it took me a long, long time to find it because I had to go through a lot of trial and error. And a lot of pain and struggle, too. I had to find out what didn't work and what worked for me, and a lot of crazy dieting and gym memberships. So there was a lot of experimental stuff going on, like cleanses and, you know, crazy diets and extreme, like boot camps and extreme exercise. And plus I went through a bunch of personal trainers, and in the beginning I assumed they could train me. I went through about 24 trainers, and I assumed that basically that they were going to be supportive of me and what I wanted to do and what I needed to do for myself. And I thought they were going to be optimistic and nurturing. Of course, firm. I think personal trainers need to be really firm, but I really think that they also need to be nurturing and supportive in that way. So for instance, there is this crying experience that most of my clients go through. Most trainers don't know how to handle criers. And, you know, I'm sensitive. I'm super sensitive, and I cry. And I discovered that there was a lot of, like, crying that I did when I was transforming my body. So, and I saw that in my clients, in some of my clients. And I feel that when you're committed to transforming your body, you're going to face some issues. So during this process, many of my clients cry. About 60% of my clients will cry during a session. And training, again, brings up some issues. So when you start changing your body, other aspects of you will change. And that can be really challenging for many of us. It's confronting. Now, not all of my clients cry, but if they do, I can't freak out about it when they do, because I know it's a natural thing. It's their experience. So you can't feel weird when a client cries. This is their experience, and I actually understand that this may happen. So you have to have a personal trainer who can be in that space with you and not label you, not make you think that you shouldn't be this way. But I was really surprised how personal trainers that I have gone to were very uncomfortable with this. So bottom line, as a personal trainer, I had to be secure and comfortable being in the space with my client who's going through their transformation. It's not going to always be pretty and easy and, you know, victories all over the place. There's going to be a lot of struggle, there's going to be up and down, and there's probably going to be some crying. So the path isn't smooth, but it's rewarding and it's valuable. And you're going to recognize that power and strength in you going through it. So I'm there to support them in every way. They show up however they are, and I will work with them. Okay, so when I was the client, I assumed my trainer was going to give me the solution. But they didn't have the right knowledge, I found out, or the right approach to training me as a plus-size woman. They weren't optimistic, and they weren't nurturers. Sometimes I got into a verbal abuse kind of thing, kind of experience, and sometimes, or many times, it was about them. and they had forgotten that I was hiring them to train me because I had goals and I had a dream. And I finally understood that many times my goal and my dream seemed really unimportant to them. And I always assumed, well, since I hired them, of course they're going to really just focus on me. But it was really eye-opening that most of them weren't very supportive. So understand this, Curvy Goddess. Your goal, your desire needs to be important to your trainer too. So he or she needs to be there with you and for you and get that this is important to you, that you're important. Okay, so when I finally found my group, I saw the changes in my body and certain aspects of me changed. And it was so impactful that I became a trainer myself because I wanted to help other women go through the process themselves. This is Sandra. This is one of my amazing clients. She lost 50 pounds, and she lost it rather slowly and rather steadily. And that was really good. She learned a lot. Over a few years, actually, she lost 50 pounds. So she not only changed her body, but it was like her personality had changed. She was more social when she started shedding her fat. So it was really amazing to see her in this process. So I understood the importance of fitness and just being healthy when I was during my transformation, during this experience of going through trainers and losing weight and getting fit and moving my body. And I understood the importance of weightlifting and resistance training. So I have to tell you that there's so much prejudice in the fitness industry. The other trainers, when I was hired and when I was green as a trainer, the other trainers thought I was going to quit after a week of getting hired, but I was so passionate about it and I studied hard. I really worked my butt off. I really wanted to make a difference in women's lives so much that I became one of the top 10 trainers out of 3,000 in the company after being there for just a few months. And this is in New York City, in Manhattan, so it's highly competitive. And I was a plus-size woman as a personal trainer, and I got up to the top 10 out of 3,000 certified personal trainers in a huge company. I think it's kind of momentous, and many times we think that, how you look will bring you success. That's going to make success really, really easy for you, especially if you're in that type of field, in the fitness industry, becoming a personal trainer. It's how you look that you'll succeed. But I really believe from that experience, I believe that if you give value to your clients and what you give to people trumps how you look as part of the formula to success. So going through more than 20 trainers as a plus-size woman and being in the fitness industry as a plus-size woman, it gave me so much valuable information and insight. And most trainers do not know how to train plus-size people. I repeat, most trainers don't know. They just don't know how to train plus-size people. This is Elizabeth. She lost 50 pounds too. She's different from Sandra in that Elizabeth is like crazy about it. She will have this goal and like that's all she thinks about. That's all she'll like eat, sleep, wake up in the morning and like focus on losing weight, while Sandra was more steady. And so I embrace all kinds of personalities. I will, help you with what you need to do based on your personality and what and kind of your rhythm. Okay. So I saw this need, especially with plus-size women. They desperately wanted to get in shape, but the advice was not geared to them. So about 80% of my clients are plus-size women, and some have been plus-size women, but they've lost weight, so they're no longer plus-size. But actually, the majority of my clients now, they just want to be strong and feel good in their bodies and not necessarily want to lose weight. but the weight loss is the result of, consistent exercise and eating healthy. So I'm not a weight loss pusher. That's not really where my focus lies. I always say, like, if you show up and you work out, then you're going to want to start eating healthy, and most of the times the weight will come off from the consistency. I know when my clients progress, when they start feeling confident and they're ready for the next step. It's when they start exploring other forms of exercise and they're growing and they want to expand, and so they want more. And so I know when they start asking me about different things like, what do you think about rock climbing or Pilates or, so-and-so, spinning, So I know that they're starting to really be curious and they want to do more. So that's really refreshing to see. I love being part of their process. As a personal trainer, I charge $80 to $150 an hour, and it depends on the package that my clients choose. And they see me from 2 to 4 times a week. So that means they will hire me. It's going to cost them $640 to almost $2,500 a month if they want to hire me. And most of my clients are with me for 3 to 5 years. And I have a client who's been with me almost since I started. It's been about 13 years. So for most of my clients who transitioned over to a fitness and health lifestyle, they continue training with me for maintenance. So based on my unique perspective, being plus size and a certified personal trainer for over 14 years, in probably the most competitive place in the country, New York City, I think I may have something of value to share with you. So here we go. I'm going to cover some really interesting things for you about training. We are going to cover how to structure a workout for a curvy woman. And so I'm going to ask you this question. In general, how would a personal trainer approach a plus-size woman who is maybe a size 18 or 20, who hasn't trained consistently before? So her form of exercise is usually just walking a lot. So that's what she does. And she has no knee problems or joint problems. She's pretty much in a healthy condition. Okay, so basically this is the standard personal trainer when they have this type of client. So this is what they're going to do to her. They're going to give her a lot of running, maybe even sprints. You're going to be on the treadmill at a steep incline, imitating climbing hills. You're going to do a lot of jumping jacks and burpees, a lot of push-ups. He's going to focus more on cardio with you and hardly any weight training. And it's going to be high intensity and high impact. And you're going to hate it. And you're never going to come back again. But if you do come back, you're going to be at high risk of injury. So that's just the typical standard personal trainer. Again, it's going to be high impact and high intensity. High intensity can be really great, but high impact is not a good thing, especially for a plus-size woman, a curvy woman, and also for a beginner. So there's a lot of stress on the joint areas with high impact because you're dealing with thousands and thousands of pounds of shock impact, and it's not necessary to jump up and down and run to get an amazing workout. You can do high intensity without doing high impact, and that's going to save your joints in the long run. So you see a lot of high impact exercises in a lot of these popular weight loss reality shows. You see that a lot. And I'm not going to call out those shows, but I know that you know what they are. And I think most people think that that is the thing to do. Like if you're really giving pain, if you see a lot of pain in clients during those reality shows, that's the right thing to do, and it's not. It's bad personal training. As a personal trainer, I understand that I don't have a team of doctors or paramedics waiting for my clients to fall out after an obstacle course run. I'm a personal trainer dealing with a real life woman, you know, not in front of the TV cameras. And I'm here to help her with her weight loss goals. So I have to understand that, well, I know that consistency is the basis of change. Like if you're consistently exercising, then I want you to come back so you can get that consistency in your life. Most women who come to me for the first time, they haven't worked out consistently. And if they did, they're just doing cardio and very, very little weight training. Or if they're doing weights, it's not heavy in the beginning. And they're usually over 200, 250 pounds usually. And so I want them to come back, and I don't want them to be exposed to high risk of injury. Okay, so all of those factors in mind, this is my approach for a plus-size woman with no joint problems, perfectly healthy, not diabetic or even pre-diabetic. Even though I have clients who are pre-diabetic and also diabetic, she doesn't have high blood pressure, I will go with circuit training for her. And even for those who have high blood pressure and who are diabetic or pre-diabetic, I will also go with circuit training, but I'm more mindful with them and I can modify things and the pace is a little slower in the beginning. I really look at how they're moving. So circuit training incorporates resistance training and cardiovascular training all in one. It's high intensity but not high impact. There are no ballistic movements, no sprinting or running, no bouncing up and down that will wear and tear the joints. And I will incorporate, for instance, big muscle groups and small muscle groups, but really focus on the big muscle groups like leg muscles because they're going to increase the heart rate very easily, so you're going to burn more calories. So that means you're going to do squats, even modified lunges, modified rows, and extremely modified push-ups, triceps extensions, bicep curls, shoulder presses. So those are a few standard exercises that I will add into a basic workout, and then we'll build from there. So the main objectives are muscular endurance, cardiovascular endurance, and strength for the plus-size woman. So how does this translate into real life? You'll be able to run up the stairs without huffing and puffing. You can get out of a chair, get out of a chair or off the ground without any problems. You can walk for miles and miles at a time without feeling tired. And you can lift your luggage overhead into an airplane storage bin. And I use that example because one of my clients had discovered that. She had never done that. She was never able to do that. She's like, she came back from a trip and she said, "Hey Diane, guess what? I can lift my luggage overhead into the storage bin." And she was so proud of herself, and she could, it was progress. She could tell it was measured progress. So I was really happy with that. So when I train a plus-size woman for the first time, I want her to come back because this is all about long-term. This is not about get a bikini body in 21 days. And this is not about me proving that I'm an amazing kick-ass trainer. I'm not showing off. That's not what the hour session with my client is for. So I want this woman to come back and make a change in her life. Okay, so we're moving on to the second question. What are the key exercises that will help you lose the fat but keep your curves? Weight training. I also call it resistance training. It's just not emphasized. All I see when people want to lose weight, they want to do cardio, lots of cardiovascular exercises like running, walking. Excessive cardiovascular training will break down muscle tissue. It's a catabolic process and will make your body squishy and not firm if you're doing loads of cardio and you're not weight training. But I still, and you hear, resistance training, but I'm not seeing a lot of that. It's like lift weights and you'll see curves because the curves come from the muscles. So if you're doing very little weight training and just picking up 2 or 3 pound dumbbells, that's just not what you're looking for, because I know what you guys want. You guys want curves, and I hear that all the time, that I want my curves. I don't want to lose weight so much, too much weight, because I want to keep my curves. It's like you can lose the fat, but you can keep your curves too by lifting weights. Excuse me. So you want to lose the fat more efficiently while building muscles or keeping the muscles you do have. So that's where the curves are, from the muscle. So I see, okay, so I know that one of the reasons why most women do cardio is because they're afraid of getting big, and that's not going to happen unless you're like taking steroids and you're eating a whole bunch and training for hours and hours every day. So if you want to keep your curves and be firm and build more muscle, then do resistance exercises like again, squats, lunges, rows, shoulder presses, triceps pushdowns. Please push the weights. Weights will not make you bigger than you are. You will actually shrink in the right places, decrease body fat, and you will get firm and shape your body. Don't be afraid of lifting weights, okay? So the exercises, again, are squats, lunges, rows, shoulder presses, triceps pushdowns, bicep curls. Now these are just the basics. They're just hundreds of exercises that you can do. So we're going to go through these standard exercises. Now this is not a squat, a traditional squat, but you can move up to a squat by using a chair. So you have this chair behind you. You want your feet apart, about shoulder width, heels on the floor, and you're just sitting down. And so when you wean yourself away from the chair and actually doing the squat, you're just like lightly touching your butt onto the edge of the chair, then coming back up. Make sure that your heels are on the ground. So that's how you can learn how to do a squat. This is a bent over row with a resistance band. So basically, you have the resistance band in front of you, and you're stepping on it. Knees are going to be soft, which means slightly bent. And you're going to cross the resistance band over, and then you're going to pull back, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Now the primary muscles, or the back muscles, the rhomboids, there's going to be some biceps in play, the bicep part of the arms in play, but it's a traditional back exercise, and it helps with posture. Excuse me. This is a frontal shoulder press. I think I'm using 8-pound dumbbells, but you can start light and then build up to it. I say light now because I've been talking about, lift heavy weights. You want to start light because you want your body to understand the movement before you're trying to lift heavy weights, okay? So you're basically trying to learn to be in command with your body. Okay. This is a kickback extension. using dumbbells. This is for triceps. So this is for the back of your arms. Okay, I know that a lot of you, a lot of women will complain about the flab underneath the arms, and that's where the triceps are, and that will tighten it and firm it. This is overhead extensions. So this is another triceps exercise, okay, using dumbbells again. This is a modified plank. Now this works the shoulders for shoulder stabilization, and also it helps the core. So it strengthens the core muscles, which are also stabilization muscles. And it also is a preparation for push-ups. So on the left side, that's a modified plank where your legs and feet are on the ground, and it's just a hold position. There's no movement. It's not a dynamic exercise. So you're just holding it for like 30 seconds. You can do 60 seconds, 2 minutes to build up to it. And then the right side is a little bit more difficult, where your feet are up on the ground, or up from the ground. Okay? So what kind of equipment can you use if you don't want to step into a gym? Resistance bands, dumbbells, body weight exercises. You can have an awesome workout outside of the gym. You don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to use heavy-duty equipment to really have a heavy-duty, awesome workout. So moving on to the next question. What are the secrets to bust that belly fat? So I think we all know a big part of this formula is diet. And I'm not talking about dieting as in like, you know, low-calorie diets. Proper diet. Like when you guys did the 30-day challenge, you were eating, some of you were eating whole foods, not eating fast food, you know, and you lost weight, or you, if not lost weight, you lost inches. So it's proper diet, and that's going to help with belly fat. Also decreasing your body fat, and that's going to be through weight training and resistance training along with proper diet. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about corset training, because I know that that is a rage right now. I don't really understand it. I don't understand how people think that that's going to help with decreasing your body fat or changing. It's going to change your body fat, or it's going to change your body, but it's physically going to move bones and organs when you're doing that. So it is a superficial way of changing your body, but it's not healthy. It's not focusing on your health. Also with the spot reducing gels and creams, you're not changing your body composition by doing that. You're just tightening up the skin. It could be temporary, it could be permanent, I'm not really sure. But you're not really working on creating strength, and you're not reducing your body fat with corset training or you know, or tightening creams. I think when we open up for a Q&A, I mean, if someone is against what I'm saying, you know, we can talk about it, so you can explain to me why you think that it's a good thing. But I want you to understand that, first of all, when you're corset training, you're using the corset to stabilize your trunk. You're using the corset to support your trunk. So it feels good, you know, short term, but what it does long term is it's detraining your core muscles. So your core muscles become lazy over time because it doesn't have to work at at supporting, to support your trunk. And supporting your trunk is really vital to alleviate back pain and to even to walk for miles and miles. It's not just strong leg muscles. It's because your core is so strong that it's able to stabilize your trunk and you're upright and that you're able to move, for miles and miles. Okay? And also, secondly, with the corset training, there's this mind thing about, oh, okay, so I have a small waist. And so your mind shifts to it kind of being a superficial thing. And I know that, we want to look beautiful and we want to have, a small waist. But you can do those things. You can have a really tight waist by lifting and by being strong, by creating strength in your body, being seen as a strong woman. So that's what I want you guys to really shift your minds is this is more about creating something that is deeper, that is on a deeper level for yourself. It's power, okay? Also, busting belly fat is not about doing 1,000 crunches a day. The goal to getting the belly down, again, is to decrease your overall body fat. And it's about actual body fat percentage and not BMI. Okay? So again, it's about resistance training, weight training, and proper diet. And it's not about crunches. It's about doing core exercises like Pilates and yoga and other core exercises. Okay? So this is going to be the last question. How can you dramatically decrease back, knee, and other joint pain? You increase muscular strength and endurance. Increasing muscular endurance and strength. So with knee problems, you would be surprised how most knee problems occur from poor muscular strength and the breakdown of strength because of non-movement. So when you're not moving your muscles, it becomes weaker, right? So when your muscles become weaker, it can't support the joints and the whole skeletal frame as well. So it can't support the daily load of moving on a daily basis eventually. So when your muscles become weak, then you're relying on the joints to support your weight. And that is a really hard mission for your joints to have, is to support all of the weight that you have. So, but it can't rely on the muscles because your muscles are too weak. Okay? So it's not because you're getting older, but it's because we're not keeping our body strong while we grow older. Back problems usually occur because, again, of poor muscular endurance and poor stabilization mechanics. But you can train the body and alleviate joint pressure by training the body for the muscles to work. The muscles do the work again and are kept strong to take the pressure off the joints. So all of those tiny muscles along the spine and the deep core muscles help relieve the pressure off the spine. You can walk for miles because of your core muscles being strong. Not just because you have strong legs again, but because your trunk is supported by your core muscles. So that's why having a strong core is so important. Doing crunches is not a great exercise for strong core muscles because crunches focus on the superficial muscles, the six-pack, I was going to say the 10-pack, the six-pack, and those don't really help with support. Those are superficial muscles. So core exercises work the deeper muscles, okay? Planks, push-ups are core exercises, Pilates exercises, yoga exercises, okay? So that is it. That's a lot of information for you to take in. So I was a personal trainer, and I guess I know more than than what I think most people think. They think that personal trainers just know how to count reps and just watch people exercise. But we know much more than that. So I gave you a lot of information. All of that information and then some is in my new signature program called Ultimate Curvy Goddess Fitness and Weight Loss Blueprint. The program I created, it's specifically for curvy women. It's not about extreme exercises. And it's not about counting calories, and it's not, you don't even have to get a gym membership if you don't want to take advantage of this program. There's no running, and it's not boot camp style training. So everything that you learned on this webinar is probably 1/10 of what's in this program. You don't have to create a program yourself and be your own personal trainer with this. I've done all of that work, and so this is what's in this program. Okay, so the first thing is the Curvy Goddess workout videos. It's Get It Started Beginner, and that's about 45 minutes of circuit training. And it's a full body circuit training workout. And how I set it up is you can start at 15 or 20 minutes and then build up to full 45 minutes. And also I have the Have No Time Core workout. This is going to alleviate the back problems and give you a strong core. So you're on the ground on a mat doing the exercises. It's about 13 minutes. And it's intense. You know, it will definitely work your core. Now I've broken down the program down into 3 vital steps. So the first step is the Curvy Goddess Strong and Sexy Attitude Guide. It's about having a strong attitude. The guide covers goal setting and vision creating, creating basically what you want for yourself in health, and it delves into issues like procrastination and accountability so that the vision becomes clearer. The second guide is the 10-step weight loss nutrition guide. So this is not, there's no like dieting, there's no like particular diet program. It's about taking small steps to lifelong healthy nutrition. So it's not regimented. It's kind of like what we did with the 30-day. It's like, okay, drink your water, eat more vegetables, stay away from sugar, that kind of thing, okay? And the third guide is the fitness guide, of course. And it's all from the perspective of a plus-size personal trainer, my perspective as a plus-size personal trainer for plus-size women and also curvy women, other curvy women. And if you don't have time reading, then I have also the audiobooks for you. The Sexy Attitude Guide, the Fitness Guide, and Weight Loss Nutrition Guide, all in the audio version. So there's more, okay? But that's basically the core part of the program. So I also created bonuses. And so the first bonus is the QuickStart 10-Minute Advisor. There's 40 pieces in the program. And so when you open up the program, you're going to wonder, okay, so where do I start? And so the QuickStart manual tells you exactly what you need to do in the beginning and to the end also. Bonus 2 is the Curvy Goddess Audio Coach Bundle. So there's the workout coach in this bundle, and you know, it's not only about doing it, but it's doing it properly. So I talk you into like what's the proper form. Okay, so how is your posture? You know, where's your feet in a squat position? Where should your heels be in the squat position? And then there are 6 other exercises that I guide you through. There's also the Curvy Goddess SOS Coach, SOS meaning emergency. So there are times, all of us know this, there are times when we're like about to dive into like something that we feel like we shouldn't be having. And so if you listen to me on the audio coach before you do it, I talk you out of it. okay? And then also there's an SOS audio coach for after you did the damage. So, you know, when you do a lot of damage, there's a lot of the times we prolong it because we feel bad about it. And so we're off track, and we prolong being off track because we can't talk ourselves getting back on the wagon, right? And so I help you get back on track as soon as possible. Bonus 3 is the Curvy Goddess Mindset Success Bundle. It's not about just dreaming, but it's about like setting goals. And so the bundle is about mapping out what your goals are, the accountability sheets, the vision, the clear vision goal setting sheets. And also the last bonus is the Curvy Goddess Progress Bundle. So basically it's charting your progress. All of my clients are concerned with progress. So they want to know, like, how did I do? You know, how did I do, like, in 2 weeks, you know, like in 2 weeks of the program? So they get on the scale and then they get discouraged. So I know that there are other ways to chart your progress, and that's what this bundle is about, okay? So that's it. That's the ultimate Curvy Goddess Fitness and Weight Loss Blueprint. Everything is downloadable, and I've created a membership site for you to access it. So before we move on to me revealing the price, I need to disqualify some of you because I know that not everybody, it's not for everybody. So I want to disqualify or tell those who it just isn't for, okay? So it's not for, like, if you're a size 4 and you still think that you're fat, or that you work out almost every single day and boot camps are your workout of choice. It's not for a gym rat, and it's not for those who are really committed to counting calories for the rest of their lives, because it's not about counting calories. That's not sustainable. You can be healthy and you can be fit without counting calories for the rest of your life. It's not for you if you think torturing your body with extreme exercise and dieting tactics are the only way to go get the body you desire. And it's not for you if you want a quick fix and you don't want a lifestyle change. And it's not for you if you're not willing to invest the time to take care of yourself and your health. The program is perfect for you if you've reached out in the past to fitness professionals for support, but they just don't seem to understand your needs and desires as a plus-size woman. It's for you if you want to lose weight, but you still keep your healthy curves. It's for you if you'd rather be patient and not go to extremes to lose the weight so it will be a permanent change. It's for you if you want to be healthy and fit and make it your new lifestyle of choice. It's for you if you're willing to drop the neurotic calorie counting in exchange for something more effective and sane. And it's also for you if you understand that it's now to take action and get the body you want and the healthy lifestyle you deserve. So this is the program that I've created based on 14 years of being a certified personal trainer and a plus-size woman. So my rate, again, is $80 to $150 an hour. I decided not to price it at $147. The regular price is $97, but until midnight on Saturday, it's going to be $47 for you, $47. And that's what it is. And I really hope that you enjoyed the webinar. I'm going to open the call for questions, okay?